Honestly, I've never seen a box like this. You'd think I'm going away on vacation because it looks like some sort of luggage. Before we begin, guys, please hit that first link down below in the description. Check out my store if you are interested in any merch. Anything goes right back into the channel. Thank you for supporting it, and let's get into the review. So here we go, guys. Here is the special unboxing and review video I have for you today. This is the X Speedflow.1 in the Messi colorway. And this is the next generation X, known as the X Speedflow. So we're moving on from the X Ghosted, and we're going to the X Speedflow. Now, this is sort of a weird launch in a way. We've got a brand new boot here that is the next iteration of the X Ghosted, but we haven't had an official marketing big press release from Adidas about the new boot. They've just kind of quietly eliminated the Nemesis, brought Messi back into the speed boot category in Adidas's lineup, and given him a very special boot to kind of recognize the occasion. So this is a really unique box. I'll show you it as best as I can. You open it like this and you get this foam insert with the boots tucked in a very nice package. It's very nice, but it's a little bit excessive if I'm honest. So there you go. You open the lid and you get a little booklet that you can see on the right hand side and the two boots down there. So let's get them out of the box and we'll show you everything that this package has to offer. So boot number one. So the first thing you get in the package is this little fancy booklet here. It is basically a little collector's piece, I suppose, that is just reflecting on Messi's time in the speed boot and some of his accomplishments over time. So it's this book that you can open up, and there's two sides to it. So on this side, obviously you have the F50 logo, you get this cool graphic there, the Messi logo. On this side, it says Barcelona, April 18th, 2007. That was the date, I believe, he scored the goal against Getafe. On this side, it's again where he picked the ball up and his little run through towards the goal. This is really gimmicky, and I actually don't even find it that nice. It's kind of cool that they're paying tribute to it, but it's just a little bit too much in my opinion. This, on the other hand, is the new Speedflow. Now, first things first, I don't like the colorway. It's brown.
Yours is a brown car.
It's not brown.
That is brown.
It's just brown.
That's because it's brown.
Brown, brown, brown.
And brown.
What?
Brown.
So I'm not a big fan of the colorway, but this is the next generation Adidas X. So that I'm a fan of. I think the X, the Ghosted, was a very, very impressive boot from a tech specs perspective. The upper feels very, very similar to the last one. Very thin, very impressive from a tech specs perspective. It's super flexible, super soft, and very, very thin. And in a lot of ways, I said this in my last review of the X Ghosted, this is one of the few uppers that offers all three: thinness, flexibility, and just softness. There's not many uppers that can get all three. The thinner it is, usually the less flexible it is. And I know that sounds weird, but what I mean is because it's so thin and you push your finger in somewhere, it creases very easily on the other side. It doesn't flow as nicely, and it's not as naturally fitting and as flexible. And because of that, it's just naturally softer as well. So it's a very, very impressive upper. We don't have very many tech specs yet because, again, it wasn't really officially launched as the X Speedflow yet, but this is it. So it's the 0.1 version because it has laces. The sole plate is very, very similar to the last one. It's called the Speed Frame, obviously, on the Speedflow model, with 4 studs at the back, 3 on the lateral and medial sides. They're a mix of blades and chevrons, which I'm not too happy about. I think they should have gone conical. Stiffener bar through the middle, external heel counter, which I do like, and then these heel pods in the back to help lock your foot in place. There's a few little details here. So obviously you have Messi's logo on the top. It has F50 right here, and again, they're taking the design elements from the F50 that he wore back in 2007 and 2008. You had these 3 kind of wavy stripes that went along the side like that. So it's just kind of paying tribute to that old F50 model. So it has F50 there with similar 3 stripes, Messi's name right here, and then on the back you have this yellow logo with Messi and number 10, obviously his name and number. The yellow probably representing the Argentinian flag, to a certain extent paying tribute to his heritage. On the right boot, again, same logo on the heel, same logo on the tongue, Messi's name right there. The only difference is that it says F30 on this side rather than F50 like on the left boot. So the reason they did that is because at the time, the F50, I actually had a pair. The F50 was a boot where they were trying to sell this tune it strategy. So basically it was a sole plate and you could unscrew all of the studs and put different studs on depending on the surface you were playing on. The F30 model was a fixed sole plate, so there was no option to take the studs out and change them around. That's the model that Messi actually wore. He didn't want to customize or fool around with the sole plate at the time, so he actually wore the F30s, which in theory was the takedown model. So that's the reason why one boot has F50, because it was the F50 line, F50 being the top of the line. And this is the F30, which Messi actually wore. So that's pretty much it for the unboxing. Let's head over to the turf, slip this boot on so we can talk about fit and feel. So there we go, guys. There's a first look at the new X Speedflow.1 on feet. Now, first thing I notice is compared to the X Ghosted Plus, the laceless ghosted model, this fits so much better on wide feet. It's not even close. The first thing is that X Ghosted Plus is nearly impossible to get on my wider feet. I'm just trying to stretch the boot like crazy, and because it doesn't want to stretch where the tongue would be, because of the laceless design, it just makes it nearly impossible to get on. And once it's on, it's extremely tight through the midfoot. This one, on the other hand, does not need that rigidity through the midfoot because you have the laces to help tie the boot tight and give you that lockdown. So for those with wide feet, if you want a thin boot and a very, very good speed boot at that, I'd argue that this is potentially the best speed boot on the market. Thinnest, softest, most flexible. This is a very, very good option, and because of the laces, it's allowing people with a variety of foot types to get their foot into it. It's very, very comfortable, actually. I'm surprised I'm saying that, given how uncomfortable the X Ghosted Plus was on my foot. I found that boot, to be honest, unbearable to wear, and this one is a completely different feel on feet. I really like how thin it is. I really like how soft it feels on my foot. In terms of sizing, I feel like they're almost a quarter of a size long, but again, you could go true to size. I would not suggest changing your size, even though I do feel like there's just a touch more space at the end of the toe box compared to the last model. So that is it for the on-feet portion. Let's send it back to the desk and we'll wrap the video up. So there you have it, guys. There's my review of the brand new X Speedflow.1 in the Messi Special Edition. Again, we haven't really had a big, massive press release for this new X Speedflow, but this is the next generation X from Adidas, their new Speedflow design, and honestly, it's very, very impressive. It feels really good on feet, very good in hand, super light, super thin, super soft. I'm impressed. The only thing I can say is I really am not a big fan of this colorway, but other than that, I think it's a really, really impressive boot from a tech spec perspective and in terms of the overall feel that you get from the boot on feet. So that's my review. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. Smash the like button if you enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notification. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Like McIntyre, all things sports. Signing off for now. Take care.